Hello and welcome back to the Pride FT. The FT stands for Football Thoughts. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 2. Oh, what do we think?
Absolute amazing, to be fair. I was going to say disgrace, but it wasn't, let's be honest.
No.
I thought it was a good game.
Yes.
I thought it was a good game.
Yeah.
We proper stuck it onto them. Our lineup was a bit shady, I reckon. Like when I first saw it, I was like, okay. But you know what? We actually pulled out the bag. I was hoping for a draw. I wasn't expecting to win, but we did look like we was going to win, didn't it?
I mean, that's as proper I've seen us play against a decent team for a long time.
Yeah.
I think our points ratio against like the top 6, actually the top 10 sides last season was like shocking. Did we even beat a team in the top 10 last season?
Probably not.
There was a mental stat like
15.
that. Yeah, there was a mental stat like that flying about. But no, yeah, we really stuck it on Arsenal, and we gave them the business for 3/4 of that game, 77 minutes, I think, until they got their goal back after a mistake. But other than that, we absolutely dominated them. So yeah, obviously, in the moment, I was disappointed with the amount of points we got, the result.
Mate, honestly, I was distraught.
I know, me too. But it was nice that it was like, do you know what though? It is nice though to be in a mode where it's like, at least we're there and at least we're in it though. You know what I mean? At least we're not just getting battered and it's like the game. At least we're in it. The only thing is though, and we've said this before, is that points are so important. Yeah. We still only got 11 points in like 9 Premier League games or 8, and we're still 11th in the league. It isn't good enough. Obviously, we shouldn't be this low. But yeah, maybe too harsh. So. I mean, first thing to talk about, I guess, any players spring to mind that you think, are worth shouting out? Palmer.
Mate, what the fuck have we bought there?
I mean, it seems like a bargain,
It keeps on getting better.
Yeah.
Every week, week in, week out. Like, every time we start him, he's just quality. And that penalty taken, I am fully invested.
Absolutely.
I'm fully invested because he went the other side to what he done last time. Yeah. I noticed that. Again, cool, calm, collected. Like, I had no worries. And that's weird.
Yeah.
But, even though he's only took one before, I already know what's going to come because even when he's not on a penalty, when he has the ball in play, everybody slows down to his pace. Yeah. It's like he is like the ball revolves around him. It's not he's not just a player.
I think there's a word for this in Spanish, in the Spanish football, which they call pausa. 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 And it's basically like just having the pause. There you go. La pausa. Yeah. Spanish for the pause. It's a fantastically useful skill for players looking to fool their opponents. It's just like being able to speed up and slow down the game at your will. And
at your will.
Yeah. And the way that where he was positioned and the kind of formation and the way he was being used, he was always in and about it and linking up so well. And like slowing down, speeding up, taking a dribble or playing a nice pass or taking a shot. He was everywhere. And then he later on in the game, he started dropping in deep and then started pulling strings. And I mean, this is clearly a very mature player for a 21-year-old.
Oh yeah.
To have actually, when you deep it, not played that much football for Man City anyway.
No.
Had never scored a Premier League goal before. He comes in at a club like us, who obviously in a massive overhaul, whole squads are changing. Everything's different. And he looks to have bonded really well with Pochettino.
He looks like he's just like settled right in, like he's just slotted right into the team.
Literally settled right in. And I think, to me, that's always just like the best players are the ones who can go to any team and slot in and do their thing. Like I get frustrated with the shout about, oh no, he needs 6 months, oh no, he needs a year, oh he needs 2 years. We had that with Havertz, didn't we? We were waiting for him to click and he never clicked. But Palmer's come in, and I mean, if you look at that as a straight swap, because Palmer's basically playing in the same kind of area. Yeah. We've mugged off the football world because 65 million for Havertz, 40 million for Cole Palmer, and we've upgraded.
He's younger, he's calmer, he has shots on bloody target.
Yes, he does. Oh yes, he's such a clean striker.
He narrowly missed. Could have been a lovely little goal, that, but it just went by the post. What do you think of the positioning in this game? Overall, not just Palmer, but overall.
there's been a lot of chat about it since the game, because obviously it was quite different. From what I've seen, it is basically like a midfield box formation. So instead of obviously having like a main striker, we had basically Gallagher.
Yeah.
Mudryk left, Sterling right. Or was that vice versa? Yeah. Mudryk left, Sterling right. And then like Gallagher and Palmer were like kind of the two of the box at the front, and obviously, and they were just there to press. And then when Arsenal were trying to do their thing, they would all just squeeze in. So like Odegaard couldn't get a touch with the ball. You know, like a lot of their key players could barely get a sniff. It was. I don't know if it's something that can be replicated for every game, because every team needs a different kind of thought. You know, and we don't have to be super conservative against
that's another
tougher
thing
teams.
People are saying is that Pochettino is building this team to be dynamic. Yeah. So, like, we're going against Arsenal. We've played a certain way. We've set up a certain way. We're going to go against Brentford next. Yeah. It's going to be a certain way. It's not going to be exactly the same.
No, it isn't. I'm quite enthused because, 2 games we've had this season against, you know, typical top 4 rivals, and we've not lost, and we've given them a good height. You've given them a good showing, you know, Liverpool and Arsenal, which is nice, obviously, to see, because again, last season those are games we were guaranteed to lose. So good to see. I mean, obviously, we're still losing games against teams we shouldn't be losing them against. Obviously, you know. I would say Aston Villa comes to mind, but actually they are hooping right now. So they are going in.
They just beat West Ham, what, 4-2 was it?
4-1 they beat them, 4-1. Yeah, smashed them. But yeah, no, I mean, encouraged, you know, it's good to have a dynamic team, good to have players able to play in different positions and do different things.
Totally agree.
And we've got, I guess, maybe so many young players who have yet to play. They haven't maybe locked down, you know, like where you've got a 28-year-old and he's a specialist, I don't know, touchline winger, and that's what he does, and that's what he does best. And he's spent his whole career doing that. He's got, you know, over 200 games doing that, and that's what he does. We don't really have that, do we? We've got so many young players who are still actually figuring out what their best,
which is so refreshing as well.
It's cool. It is cool in a way. Yeah, I mean, you know, I used to really hate Jorginho because it's like, oh no, I'm Jorginho. I'm the guy who has to play here, and I have to play this way, and so does the team. Because if I don't, then you're fucked because I can't do anything else. I hate players like that. I really like players who can give you a bit of everything and
a bit of everything. I think we've got a very dynamic team here.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think, you know, I mean, Malo Gusto. Can we just say, what the fuck is he, and where has he come from? Because outrageous. I was glad that Reece James didn't start, just to not that I don't like him. Obviously, greatest, one of the greatest right backs when he's fit. But just to give him a little bit of a rest and not to throw him in the deep end. Gusto started, and he ate Martinelli up. Like back pocketing. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
how was he,
both
19?
of our fullbacks, 20, I think, just turned 20.
19,
20? He broke out last season. Broke out last season randomly at Lyon, and then obviously, all of Europe were interested, and then we swooped in January and be like, right, you can keep him for the rest of the season, but we're having him in the summer.
Wow.
And I saw people, French guy I follow, talking about like French Twitter saying we fucking fleeced Chelsea there. Like, he's not that good. He's a bit, he's a bit clueless, but he looks so good. He looks good. He's so strong. He's got really good defensive footwork. He's got like a sprinter. He's so quick over the first 5 yards. His acceleration is unbelievable. So for to play against players like Martinelli, who has the same thing, it's really clutch. Obviously, he's not as like beefy as James is. He's not as like powerful, but
thick.
He's really he's super athletic, and also apparently he played in youth setup as a centre mid till he was like 17. Right, and so, and I think that shows because he's also really composed and calm on the ball and can pass around players.
The third half, the final third.
Yeah, and can dribble around players. Like I guess the only thing maybe he's lacking really is that I don't actually see. He's not like James where he gets into a position and whips in a beautiful cross, but that's just not his style.
No, exactly.
And also, to be fair, not many right backs can do what James can do. So that's probably more said about James's particular skill set than his. But I've been really impressed. Again, a player that has come in and I'm not like, oh. Whereas when Aspi used to start, I used to get stressed out because I'm like,
mate,
this,
honestly.
I love him. What a player. But, those last couple of seasons, he was looking a bit booky. So I don't have that at all with Gusto. So
mate, what an upgrade.
A really fantastic bit of business there because he was cheap as well. I think less than 30 million.
Another player to discuss and maybe goal of the season. Mikhail Mudryk.
Misha.
Misha.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
So what do you reckon? He meant it or he didn't mean it?
He meant it.
I knew you'd say that.
You know why, right? I analysed this. So he's running down, and I saw him look at the keeper, and he saw that he was off. And he's like, I've seen him look at him, and then he's looked like he's going to pass it. Yeah. And I thought, he's done that on purpose to say to the keeper, "Oh, I'm going to pass it over there." Little bit of misguided. I think it's on purpose. I think it's on purpose. I'm sorry, right? Maybe that's just me being naive, but fuck it. I think it's on purpose. And what a fucking goal it was!
Yeah, let him have it. Let him have it. I won't.
Mate, I forgot to celebrate. I was that shocked. I was watching it, right, and I thought, oh, here we go. He's going to cross it. Nothing's going to come of it. No one's going to get a head on it, and it's floated over, and I've just gone.
Yeah, I was convinced. I was convinced VAR was going to chalk it off, and I don't even know why, because he was obviously not offside. But I was like, I'm convinced that's not a real goal.
Mate, I was like that cat meme where it's like,
yeah,
like that. Oh, mate, honestly, Jesus.
Yeah, no, obviously, really good. I'm glad for him. That's 2-2 now in the league. Yeah. So more goals in the league than Rashford, for example, and Martinelli, and a lot of players who people rate, and Szoboszlai.
What's his name? Holland.
Holland. I mean, you know what? Haaland's not even been that good this season, and I'm pretty sure he's already got like 9 Premier League goals.
No, what's his face? The other one.
Oh, sorry. Man U. Holland.
Yeah. Holland.
Look, Haaland's got 8 goals. Haaland's got 8 goals and 8 Premier League appearances, bruv. And he's not even having a good season by his standards. Anyway, enough about him. But I personally, having watched it back and back and back, I don't think he meant it, to be honest.
Okay,
but
fuck it, man. We take it.
We take it. And you know what? If it makes him feel good and it makes him confident. Yeah. Let him do it. I mean, I don't want to see him, try and lob keepers from 30 yards out every game. No. But hey, a good moment for him, and against a team obviously that the fans banter him lots, and you can tell he knows that they banter him because he's online.
On socials, bro.
He's on socials, so he would see it. So
he knew, bro.
Yeah, so good for him to have that moment against them.
That's another thing why I think he meant it. Because he's just done it to mug them off.
Yeah. So good for him. I'm and good to see our. It's what's really nice. It's good to see our attackers scoring again.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times
them having shots, bro? It's so enjoyable.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow, we can actually shoot shit now.
Yeah, I know.
It's so weird.
It's a mad one because I've literally got something good to say about basically everyone. Cucurella, even Cucurella was all right.
What, Sanchez?
We'll get to Sanchez, but even Cucurella was all right.
Mate,
there are people. Yeah, he was.
Saka,
but there are people.
geez.
There are. I think, although I do think that his overall game performance was quite a lot down to Saka coming. He's really not actually that fit, and he's actually carrying a bit of an injury, I think. So I think Saka just wasn't at the races, and there were times when Saka did turn it on, and he just went past Cucurella so easily. So I wasn't entirely convinced by Cucurella. I still think he looks a bit ragged, but I think Disasi is good to come in against Brentford. So hopefully Colwell will go back to left back, and we'll be all right in that regard, and we'll have Disasi back in centre back. And another player as well to talk about, Conor Gallagher had another blinder, and is proving, not that he needed to, that he's always been that guy, and he's just been in the team long enough for people to start realising it.
Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly, I think people, even on the Twitterverse, Xverse, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I think they're starting to realise now, hang on, this kid's the real deal, because he just doesn't stop running. He is ridiculous. He's relentless.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
He just plays for the club. He plays for that badge, and you can tell. And even in after the game, he's just like, I just want to help the team. I just want to help the team. We get to win. That's the whole thing. And I love that. He's so humble, down to earth. And just fantastic management from
Pochettino as well to take a youngish player who he knows is Chelsea born and bred, and he's like, do you know what? Captain him. He's English. He's from the youth setup. He means a lot to the fans. He knows he's a good enough player to start for us. and it's like, give him the opportunity. Don't just be obvious and be like, oh, I'll give it to the oldest player. I'll give it to Thiago Silva. It's like, no, it's more important for the squad that Gallagher gets that opportunity. And he's been flying. So really, really happy for Gallagher.
And with James and Chilwell being injured, it gives him a chance to be captain. He's been captain 3 times now, has he?
Yeah, 3 or 4 times, I think.
Through wins and losses and draws. And it's just like I think he's becoming like his own now. Yeah. He's just outrageously good, man. I've never got the hate of him, honestly.
No, it's literally just because his name isn't Galleguinho. Let's be honest.
That's the thing.
He's just he's British.
Galleguinho.
He's British, and people just don't rate British players. They just think they're dodgy just because But he's proving everyone wrong. Then our 2 centre mids, not much to say on them really. I don't actually think they had. I actually think Caicedo had a pretty decent game.
He did,
I don't think Enzo was particularly hot, but again, both of them literally flew in, I think, Thursday to play on the Saturday. They had 1 training session, if that. After like a 10 or however many hour flight. So
exactly.
A big kudos to them to not shit the bed under those kind of tough conditions. And another reason why we hate international break, because again, if they'd had actually a good proper few days to get back and get their body clocks back together and have a bit of training, I'm sure they would have been even more on it. But they were okay. And also really excited to see how they develop a partnership because they just look so nice together, man.
So good. They're so good.
I think a really underrated thing about Caicedo's game is that he's actually a pretty lit passer. Like, I think people underestimate his passing. Like he's got a technique for a long range diag. He's got a technique for like popping it around like one or two touches. And he's got a really good outside of the boot pass technique. So one of the most underrated parts of his game, I think people just think, oh, he's like Kante, he just runs about. No, he's much more than that. No,
he is so good.
Yeah. And then last player.
Talk about it.
Exactly. Last player then, Sanchez. Yeah, it's not looking good, bruv.
Yeah, it's not looking good, bruv.
I mean...
Even though it's the only mistakes he's made, to be fair. Like major mistakes.
Major. I mean, yeah, definitely a major mistake leading like directly to a goal. And so that's obviously not good. I mean, on SofaScore, he's got a 5.5, which is mad, bro. He's deep in the red there.
Yeah.
I mean, look, basically, I wasn't sold on the signing in the first place. So I'm not like shooketh that he's not like the finished article. He's not actually that good. Having said that, and there are people obviously trying to cover for him and say, no, but, that's just the tactics. He's told to play out from the back and always pass short. It's like, well, yeah, but also, you're a grown bloke and you're a professional and you need to realise the danger. And if you think, look, I've got to take a pressured pass with my weak foot in a game where we're 2-0 up and it's probably safer just to keep composed and
exactly
and not only that, but we've been whacking the ball long for the whole game anyway. We did loads of long passes out from Robert Sanchez. Just hoof it out, just take personal responsibility and just hoof it out, because I believe we would have won that game obviously if we hadn't conceded the goal like that, because that totally galvanized them and got them
second wind
up for it. Gave them a second wind and a game that they
fucking scored by stupid fucking Basmati cunt.
I know, Basmati, from that far out as well. A supposed Chelsea fan who celebrated with his life, you know what I mean? So, Bumba Clark.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so...
fucking vegetable. Okay, well, that's it for the Arsenal game. Shall we just go into club news? Actually, before that, welcome back to the Pride FT. The FT stands for Football Thoughts. Please like, subscribe, and comment and all that good stuff. It's good to have you here. And we're hoping that you enjoy the podcast and all that good stuff. If you want to join the fantasy football, it's in the description below. Anyway, club news. What's occurring?
Not much, really.
Okay, well, that's the end of the podcast.
No, not much. First kind of quick news story. There's been a new retro collection released on the Megastore today.
Indeed. Looks fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's a bit... I mean, it's not very Chelsea, but also it is. So, it's green, white, and red. It's like the Italy flag. It's based on our... We apparently had in the 1970s, in 1974, we had a third kit that was, basically white with a red stripe and a green stripe down the middle.
Why? Who thought of that?
I don't know, but apparently it's an iconic and it's a classic. So they brought it back in a retro collection. I'm just on the website now. I mean, I don't mind the ones that are less green and white. So like the jacket, the track jacket is all right.
Yeah.
Actually, the beanie's quite good as well. But yeah, it's got the old style logo in the green and red. But these, it's nice stuff. But the price is 50 quid for that jacket. 40 quid for a t-shirt here. 30 quid for a polo. 40 quid for a jumper. Prices are pretty.
100 quid for this shit, bro. Like,
yeah.
know what I mean?
Prices are pretty mad.
It's ridiculous.
But it's always like that with football. We know that. So there we go. But yeah, so that drop, that looks okay. The club are clearly putting in a lot of effort into making more money through apparel and clothing around the club, like leisure stuff, not just football stuff, which is, fair enough. Their retro archive now has got loads of stuff, bloody 1986 shirt, 1998 shirt, blackout shirt, 1984, loads of stuff. So, if you're into that kind of stuff, if you are a legacy fan who's been keeping an eye on the club for years, then I'm sure you'll enjoy that. I actually did get the Chelsea mashup shirt for my birthday, so haven't really had a chance to wear it because I need to lose some weight. But there we go. The other kind of major news story is not that major, but the CPO, the Chelsea pitch owners, released a statement about the Stamford Bridge redevelopment. So, obviously there's been a bit of chatter. I'll go through the kind of beginning of the statement. With the recent increase in media coverage regarding the redevelopment of Stamford Bridge and the subsequent range of social media opinion, I am providing an update to clarify the position and role of the CPO. So this is from Chris Issett, who is the chair of the Chelsea pitch owners. And then it goes on to say, as you probably know, the principal objective of the CPO is and has always been to acquire a freehold interest in the land upon which Chelsea Football Ground, Stamford Bridge, Fulham Road, London WS6 is situated, and to ensure that the land is available for us as a football stadium and uses ancillary thereto and unavailable for development for other use. So, i.e., these pitch owners are a collective. You can be anywhere in the world and be a part of the pitch owners. You pay money, you own a share in the ground at which Chelsea Football Club is, i.e. where the pitch is, literally owning that pitch. With them in charge, they would have to sign off on anything happening to the pitch that isn't anything to do with being Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, basically. So, which is to protect us. I think obviously in the 80s, the club was in a dire financial position. We nearly went out of business. I think Peter Kenyon bought the club for like £1. Yeah, something like that. Bought it for £1, and then because of that, the fans set up bargain. The fans set up this CPO, and we've had it ever since. And it has get some criticism from some section of fans because it has slowed down stadium redevelopment plans because even Roman wasn't allowed just to come in and say, right, I'm doing what I want with this ground, and we're making it where we want. You do have to have permission, basically, of the Chelsea pitch owners. So anyway, it's quite a lengthy statement, so I'm not going to go through it all. No. If you want to find it,
sorry, go on.
Yeah, go on. I was going to say
we bought the land, didn't we?
Yeah, so we've got that land from the Stoll. Was it? Yeah, 18 million. The Stoll Foundation next door, like just over an acre, I think, an acre and a bit. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but
fucking mental.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot, but
18 million for that.
But in that part of London, I guess it's gold. It's gold dust, that land. So so you can find the whole statement if you really want to read through it all on the Chelsea website. It's a statement to all of the shareholders. So an important part of Chelsea that you need to know about because it's key. And you can also sign up if you want to.
Indeed. Anything else club related, or is that sort of
that's really it? Yeah, I mean, with the season in full swing, there just really isn't that much news. So there's no need to force it and try and make up news. Like this is what it is. Not much to really talk about.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, say unfortunately, but fortunately, we're going on to the women's. We have got news from the women's. Nuskin, is it Nuskin?
Yes.
Was the star of the show at Chelsea Women continued Chelsea Women continued our unbeaten start to the Barclays Women's Super League season with an entertaining 4-2 victory over Brighton Hove and Albion and at Kingsmeadow on Sunday.
Yeah.
We had to come from behind after Pauline Bremer caught the Blues off guard to open the scoring from close range just after 10 minutes. So, we had to pull our finger out there. We dominated the remainder of the half and saw numerous chances go begging. Our patience and perseverance was rewarded when Nusken drew us level with the final kick of the first half, her first goal since joining the club in the summer. Well done. Nusken capped a hugely impressive individual display with a second goal, which completed our comeback soon after the restart. The German was not done there either, netting our third from close range. Absolutely immense scenes. The German turned provider for Aggie Beaver-Jones to add a fourth shortly after the latter had come from the bench. Elizabeth Turland reduced the deficit 4-2 with a late consolation for Brighton. But we stood firm during stoppage time to score our third straight home league victory, which is more than what I can say for the men's.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
absolute quality. Quality from can't say her first name.
I think it's Shurka. Yeah, so basically we're level on points with City at the top of the league with exactly the same form. We've just conceded a few more goals, so our goal difference isn't quite as strong as City's. So good though, good unbeaten start to the season. It's weird though. Every time I bloody watch them, they've looked quite shit. Like they've not really put in a good performance, and then the bloody time I don't see them is when they score 4. So there we go. That's football for you. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on them. They're actually not playing this weekend because it's international duty again. So as we know, our club, I mean, there are bloody teams all over the world with players from Chelsea. So I can't go through the whole list because it's just too long.
No, it's just way too long.
It's way too long. So we'll move on to the youth.
In the youth.
Yes, the under-18s played last weekend on Saturday as well against Tottenham in the Premier League Cup. They moved to the top of Group E by overcoming a 2-goal deficit and a second half red card. So it was a bit of a mad game, clearly. For anyone who's interested, you could have watched it for free and live on the official Chelsea FC app. But yeah, Tottenham were 3-1 up by the 53rd minute. And then the head coach Hassan Suleiman made some subs. And despite having Travis Akomea sent off, we were able to put it back and then win 4-2. 4-3. So the goal scorers, Jimmy J. Morgan, Russell Denny, Mweka again scores. A reminder, this guy's like 16 years old, absolutely scoring seems like every game. Akamea gets sent off, and then Russell Denny scores in the 72nd minute, and that's enough for us to win the game. So I believe that takes us to the
as well.
Yeah, lovely, and that takes us to the top spot in Group E. And their next game is again Spurs, but this time in the under-18 Premier League. So good luck to them. We'll see how they get on. That'll be this weekend,
as you do. Is that a rival watch? Rival watch. Tottenham, top of the league, cunts. After Monday's night win over Fulham, Son and Maddison both score. Ange has now broken the record for most points for a new manager in their first 9 games. Fuck yourself. I mean, I can't really fault Son. He's actually fucking quality. Now.
Baller,
what if Spurs win the league after Harry Kane leaves?
Oh God! I mean, part of me think it would be great because what a narrative situation.
And Bayern Munich doesn't win.
Yeah, I know. I wish that. I don't think they're top of the table as it stands.
They're not doing well. No. Not doing well.
So it's funny. I mean, he's had a good start personally. I think he's got loads of goals and assists already. But yeah, I mean, looking at the Bundesliga, they are in third, 2 points behind Leverkusen on top. So quite funny what's going on with them. Disgusting to see Tottenham do so well. Yeah. But they are hooping. Maddison looks like the signing of the summer. Yeah, I think they're going for like 40 mil. It's a bargain, really, for the output that he's giving, and he's still young and he's English, so his value will only bloody triple by the end of the season. Yeah. And Son, I mean, we all knew Son was a baller anyway, so he had a bad season last year, but he's working really well. Maddison, so Yep, pretty gross. But hey, their time will come. They will lose. They will have a wobble, and
we'll be there.
We'll be there. Exactly, we'll be there. So.
Liverpool beat Everton in the Merseyside derby.
Yeah,
easy for them after Ashley Young was sent off within 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Everton just struggling, and on top of that, 12-point deduction could be
coming their way.
League. So basically, they have been hit by the FFP. Financial fair play rules. They have lost over 300 million in 3 years, which is over the 105 million limit. So the Premier League is like, well, you haven't earned that money, so 12-point deduction. And if that happens, I'm pretty positive they're probably going to go down because they're just not doing well. Apart from that, Liverpool not actually looking that great. But, Mohamed Salah scoring as usual.
Yeah.
It's just easy for them, really.
Yeah.
Everton isn't. I mean, it used to matter, but I think Everton's just lost that little bit of little bit of spite that they have.
They've just got nothing about them. Yeah.
They've got nothing left.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
I was just going to say. No, I wasn't going to say anything. You're right. Yeah, Newcastle. They beat Palace 4-0, made it look very easy.
They're good.
They're on great form. They're on really good form. They're so flipping big and powerful bastards. They just, honestly, they are proper Premier League. I do love it. I mean, they're actually only sixth in the league, which seems weird because you feel like they should be right at the top. But Aston Villa are currently keeping them out.
Aston Villa, fucking hell.
We'll get to them in a sec, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the run that Newcastle are on, 4-0 win over Palace. They drew 2-2 actually with West Ham.
Yeah.
They beat bloody PSG 4-0.
That was amazing.
Beat Burnley 2-0. Beat Man City in the League Cup 8-0 against Sheffield United. So anyway, they're in great form, and they haven't lost a game for ages. Annoyingly, they're actually due to play Dortmund tonight, which will be interesting for them and their fans. Two really loud fan bases. But yeah, they win 4-0. I bring it. We talk about it because if we're thinking anything about top 6, top 5, top 4, there are so many teams who are putting in work this season. It's going to be. We really, really have to have an unbelievable rest of the season to
pull our finger out.
We really do. I mean, we're sitting in 10th now with 12 points. 9 games played, 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. Very balanced.
It's not looking good.
No, it's not ideal, and it's so easy for them to pull away from us if we don't consistently win. So anyway, bloody hell, Newcastle. Oh, having said that though, their form might be slowed down a bit if reports are to be believed that Sandro Tonali will be banned for 10 months from any football activity. Sources confirm final indications, waiting on a statement. He won't be able to play for 10 months due to gambling addiction scandal. He's been caught up in a gambling thing that happened in Italy. Big problems with bloody betting and gambling and corruption over there. A long and storied history with it, with many Italian clubs. But caught up in a bit.
He's also been told to go rehab as well. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing about gambling. It is an addiction and it is an illness. And I saw Paul Merson talking about it. He was saying of all the vices I've had over the years, I've been alcoholic, I've been addicted to drugs. He said gambling is my most serious illness. It's the one I still struggle with day by day by day. So something that needs to be taken seriously, and I'll never shit on the guy for doing it in the first place because it's easy to get caught up in the trap.
Easy, especially when you have that money as well.
Yeah, exactly. And you're a young lad, and you've got unbelievable expendable income. You probably think, I can, but I think once it grips you, it really grips you hard. So, in a competitive sense, I'm like, okay, one of our kind of top 4 rivals will lose a key player. Happy-ish about that, but never happy to see somebody, really affect their professional career because of an addiction and illness like that. So, yeah, hopefully in those 10 months he will be able to get the help and kind of come back in a better headspace. Aston Villa pumped West Ham 4-1.
They did indeed.
Another player for them actually, Nicolo Zaniolo, who's with them this season on loan, I believe from Galatasaray. He's also caught up in that same scandal, so another one to look out for. Man City beat
City.
Brighton 2-1. Akanji got sent off.
Concede every game.
Yeah, that's what when I said it earlier about how Haaland's not really in that good a form.
Yeah,
I think Man City just aren't in that good a form, strangely, which sounds so stupid because, you know, they're second in the league. They're second in the league. They're 2 points behind Tottenham. Only difference being is that they've lost 2 games, whereas, you know, Tottenham have drawn 2 games.
Look at their goals, though. Look at the goals against.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah, 7 goals in 9 games. It's just like for them, for their really high standards, it's quite high, isn't it?
It seems like it's like Champions League as well. They keep on conceding, and then they'll come back 3-1 or something. Yes. I mean, that's all well and good, but you can't be conceding every single game.
No, it's not consistent, and it's risky as well, isn't it? In the long term, it's quite risky. So, but yeah, no, I mean they win 2-1, and you know, and look all right doing it. So fair play to them. You can't complain about it too much, you know, getting dubs. I just wanted to have a look at who scored for them. Oh yeah, Julian Alvarez and Haaland. There we go. Julian Alvarez is having a great start to the season. Bastard.
He really is. Good
little player. United shit-housed themselves to a 2-1 win over Sheffield. And it took... struggled. And it took a brilliant goal from Diogo Dalot as well. Like an absolute 25-yard top corner rocket. So really not impressed by United. They just got through last night, didn't they, in the Champions League through the skin of their teeth as well.
Everyone's saying, oh yeah, Maguire and fucking Onana has shut everybody up. I'm like, no, they're still fucking wank. Like, one good game doesn't make you a sick player.
No,
like, we say this about our own fucking players. Cucurella, for instance. It's like, one game doesn't mean, everything we've said is wrong. Onana is an overrated fucking shit keeper. I'm sorry, but you let in about 17 billion goals in 9 games. It's fucking ridiculous. And then Harry Maguire, mate, fucking slabhead himself. Like, he's got more fucking own goals than passes. It's ridiculous. So, you know, I can't see how their fan base is so fucking deluded.
I think Maguire is kind of player, like, he's good at what he does. He's really good, like, aerial presence, isn't he? He's a good header. That's why he's slabhead. You know, he's a good header, and some of the passing he does from out back can be all right, but he's not like a pass master like David Luiz or anything like that.
He's so overrated. 80 million they fucking paid for him.
No, I know. But yeah, but that's it. But he's not very agile. He really is. He's a 6-yard area centre-back. And you know what? If that's the kind of system and the kind of player you want to accommodate, then that's fine. You can do that. And a lot of teams do very well with players like that. Man United, it is quite ironic, though, because Man United fans... and obviously the manager, we're like, no, we don't like this guy, man. We don't rate him. Same with De Gea. And then they've gone out and signed, you know, or played other players. And now they're out of the team. Those other players, Man United are actually in a bit of a winning streak. So quite ironic, but there we go. That's football for you. I think that's it.
Rival Watch wise, For this week, not much club news going on. Obviously, we discussed about the Arsenal. We've had technical issues all the way through this. The way through this podcast. My camera is just not playing ball, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. We've got Brentford next 12:30 on Saturday. If you catch that, I don't think we'll be able to do a reaction or anything, unfortunately. So just be the podcast next week to discuss it. So. You know, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Please have a lovely weekend. And as always, up the Chelsea.
Thanks for listening to The Pride. If you enjoyed what you heard, feel free to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice, and maybe drop a like or follow on our YouTube, Twitter, TikTok and Instagram pages. And as always, up the Chelsea.